really feel like it, and it'd be hard to say this because I feel like you can't make everything about this, but I genuinely feel like stuff be lessened. Certain people need to learn certain things in their life. Like,
I believe everything.
I say for me personally, with my experience with grief, it was to teach me to learn how to let go early in my life. Like, if I would have still been that person who held on to things and was so attached to everything, I wouldn't be who I am today.
I'm Diamond.
And I'm Letitia.
And this is episode 8
of In the Know. Guys, it has been a long time coming.
Yes.
Episode 8, honestly, we should have like a champagne popper.
We should.
With like some confetti falling down.
We don't have no drinks today, guys. Sorry.
No drinks. This is a serious episode, so get serious.
Today we wanted to talk about grief. You know, it sounds sad, but it's not really sad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're not going to make it too sad. We don't want to get too deep, but that's just a topic that we're interested in right now that we've been talking about. So I want to talk about like our definition of what we think grief is. Okay. And I feel like we pretty much share the same definition, but we can tell them. Okay. Or you can tell them.
I'm trying to think of an overall sentence that I can say for it. But if I'm not using a sentence, I'm just going to say misplaced love. It's love that you have nowhere to put it. Or love that you have for somebody and it's like, because they're not here anymore or here in the way that you want them there, you can't give it to them in that way. Yeah,
so that's where the other feelings come from. Because you can't give them that. You can't pick up the phone and call them. You can't go chill with them like you used to. So that turns into anger, confusion, sadness, depression, and loneliness, and
anxiety,
separation anxiety. Even like if you're super close with a person or you used to be close with them. So yeah, I definitely agree with that definition. I feel like it's definitely misplaced.
It's misplaced love. Like, where am I putting my love at?
I feel like grief definitely is like one of those things where everybody experiences it differently. Everybody doesn't deal with grief the same way. Like some people are more, some people be like in that numb feeling or like shock. So people think like they don't care or they aren't like, you know, emotional about it. But I think sometimes it just takes some people longer to process stuff. Like I know when my mom passed away, it took me a long time to accept it. I still thought about it like she was here. So like for many years and years, I just thought about it like she's still here. Like I don't have to think about it in that way. But it catch up to you and you realize
and
sometimes get those relationships back.
Sometimes you honestly, you don't even realize because you could go, it could be years later and you'd be like, you'll get yourself together. You'll be like, you know what, I'm about to call such and such and be like, damn.
Yes,
they're not even here. So it take you some time for your brain to like really recognize it, because you might recognize it, but like to seriously think about it in that way, it might take you years to catch up. Like literally forever.
And I feel like it's different types of grieving. So like you could be grieving a person who you were super close with, and you could be grieving a person who you haven't seen in 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Or a person that you was angry with, or they was angry at you. So it's like, I feel like everybody's feelings definitely is different.
When it comes to
the
grief.
Guilt of like you haven't talked to somebody in years, or the last word y'all said to each other was "I hate you," and then they passed away, and it's like you can't even get one more conversation just to say like I didn't mean that or like anything. So I feel like that's what make those type of people more angry and like resentful. And then the people who have those close relationships is more like sadness and anxiety and like just don't know where to go in life. Like you feel so lost. And I think that's another thing I've seen too that kind of helped me get through my grieving, is when they said you have to accept that you're going to be a new person. Like people be like, I feel like I lost myself, or a piece of me is missing. It's like you have to accept it, because that piece is always going to be missing. Like you have to learn how to like navigate through it, so you don't feel like life is over. Because 9 times out of 10 that person was like a person who wouldn't even want you to do this. Sit around and like use their name as something negative where you can just sit around and be depressed. Like they would want you to be doing better with yourself, learning more, putting yourself out there. So I feel like people, I don't like when people get that part confused. Like they feel like when somebody passed away, they stop their whole life. They stop going to school. They stop working. They just give up everything. And it's like, I feel like death and grief is supposed to teach you something.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson. Like it teaches everybody, just like different things in life, and like how to appreciate it more, how to you know, just move through life.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like, it's, I don't know, it's kind of hard to talk about, but I do feel like death is one of those things where you're supposed to learn from it. It's not supposed to be the end all be all, because we all know that nothing is going forever. Just transformed into something else, energy, particles, whatever you believe it to be. So I really feel like when you think about death, when you come in contact with it, it should never be a depressive thing. And I understand that it can be depressive and it's easier said than done, literally, but I genuinely feel like that, like, I don't think you should take it as a sadness thing. I think you should take it as a strength thing. Like, it's here to make you stronger. It's here to show you that you can be resilient. You can pick yourself up even when it's a hard time, even when you feel like the person that was there for you, supported you the most, was like, has gone, or you know, you're just not in contact with them anymore. It's like, it's still a symbol of something, not just, you know, sadness or a mark on you because you've been through some pain, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with the strength thing, because I feel like sometimes a lot of people rely on other people to make them happy or to support them or to love them and to make them strong. So when you lose those people, it's like you have to find it in yourself. You can't self-destruct, because it's like, at the end of the day, you always want to have you. Like, you're never going to leave yourself. So you have to find those things in yourself. And it's like a lot of patterns is like that. Like, people who lose close people would be like those people who they depended on for everything. They don't know where to go, how to move.
Yeah. And I honestly feel like, it'd be hard to say this because I feel like you can't make everything about this, but I genuinely feel like stuff be lessons. Certain people need to learn certain things in their life. Like,
I believe everything.
I say for me personally, with my experience with grief, it was to teach me to learn how to let go early in my life. Like, if I would have still been that person who held on to things and was so attached to everything, I wouldn't be who I am today. Like, I needed to learn to be able to let stuff go. Because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be who I am. I'd probably be, who knows, scorned, sad, ready to beat up anybody because they done play with my feelings. Like, certain stuff just isn't as deep once you realize, like, once you've gone through that kind of pain and the grief of, like, losing the person that you truly care about, or losing things that you truly care about. Like, even because you can, the grief is not even just about people. It's about material things, too. You can lose your house. You be grieving your house. You could lose anything and grieve it. So it's like, it's not just about people and stuff. It's about everything. You have to be able to learn how to let stuff go.
My grieving process has made me such a better person. Like, I feel like it makes you, I think I said this already, but I feel like it made me stronger for sure. And it taught me how to let go and accept the things that I can't control, and also just wanting to be a better person and wanting to live life and explore and not be so, like, caught up on the things that I couldn't do or the things that I couldn't handle. Like, you just literally have to let go and let God. Like, I see why people say there's a short saying, but it's so big. Like,
it's so many short sayings that actually mean something when you think about it.
You have to let go, move on, and just better yourself and always be taking care of yourself. Because even like the people who pass away, you can look at their life like they never got to do what they wanted to do, or they never let go of their hurt and their pain, or you know what I'm saying. So it makes you want to be better. It makes you want to not leave this earth with anger and just certain feelings that, like, wasn't that serious. So
I think that's what death helps you realize. And not to say that, like, people life, like, didn't amount to anything, but like how people felt about their life, and knowing that they might have felt like, damn, I didn't do nothing. I've been here for this long. I didn't do, and it's like, to see them go and they didn't. It's like, you gotta live it up for you, and they will want you to live it up because they didn't get to live theirs up. Like, they didn't get to do theirs how they wanted to. So it was like, why stay here and let your path be a destructive one? You know? And
you're definitely going to feel those emotions. I'm not saying one day you're going to wake up like, wait, grief isn't that bad. Let me, like, you know, you still have those days, because I still have my days. And like honestly, I believe that you're always grieving. I don't think grieving is like a process where it's like, okay, the person passes away and then you go through grief for 7 years and then it just goes away.
Yeah.
I feel like you're always going to be grieving that person. You just have to learn how to deal with it, and you have to learn how you're going to look at it. You're going to look at it good or you're going to look at it bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? You learn to work with it.
Yeah.
Like, the pain don't go away from it, but it gets better over time. But
and
it's
I
still
think
always
that,
going to be there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and I think that people have to realize that grief, like other things, is just an emotion. Literally, it's like love. It's like anger. It's like sadness. It's like insecurity. It's like everything. Like, it's only for a split second, but it's always there. It never goes away, in the sense of like, I'm not going to be grieving anymore. No, you're just not going to grieve at this moment, because you're going to experience a different emotion. You might be experiencing happiness right now. You might experience love in the next moment. You might experience grief in the next moment. Then you might experience anger after that, and then sadness, and then back again to happiness. It's like a constant cycle. Like, you experience every emotion constantly. Not, I banish grief to never feel it again. The same with love, the same with happiness, the same with everything else. You can't banish sadness. You're going to get sad in some moment. Yeah. So it's like, I think you just have to be able to flow with your emotions and not hold on to them. Like, I think that's why people get depressed about it. Is because they hold on to their emotion and they suppress their other emotions, while they're holding on to their specific emotion that they're trying to hold on to.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one thing that I've learned. It might be a little off topic, but learning that every feeling or every thought that you have isn't yours or isn't real. So I could be thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm so angry. I wish that I could change this. I wish I could do that. But if I keep sitting in it, of course it's going to turn into anxiety, depression. But if I just let the thought pass, like, okay, I know I'm not an angry person. I know that I don't feel this way. That's just my thoughts. You know, I'm getting into my head a little bit, and you can bring yourself out of it. Yeah. But sometimes you can get caught in those thoughts, and you just realize that it's just not a good place to be. Why do you want to sit and be depressed and be sad about losing a person that you know for sure is not coming back physically? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they can.
So it's like, acceptance is a huge part of grief. Like, having to accept that you'll never see this person again. Having to accept that you'll never be able to get that support or love from them. Yep. Like, you know? And it's really all about just finding it in yourself, really. Yeah, you do. What is it? The toxic positivity of the pressure to move on. And how I feel about that is that you are definitely supposed to feel your emotions. You're supposed to sit with yourself and understand and break down how you feel. But we're just saying, like, when you sit in it and you let it consume you, you can go down a spiral. Yeah, I feel like, I don't want it to sound like pressure to move on. Yeah. But what I feel like it is people's recognition of what it does to people when they hold on to it. Yeah. So when you constantly are like, I'm gonna just give an example. Like, say somebody passes away or whatever, and they're close to you, and you constantly post like a memory of them, and then you always feel sad when you look at it, or you look at your page, because you constantly post them. And it's like, you feel like you can't move on because you're always looking at it. You're constantly opening the womb fresh. I feel like sometimes people can feel like, you know, you shouldn't still be sad about it, because you should have coped with it and everything. But the only reason that you're not coping with it is because you're rehashing the wound. And I think that's what it is, to where sometimes people can feel like that pressure to move on, because people can feel like, damn, like, okay, it's been a while, like, you know, how are you still feeling like that? But it's like, sometimes people don't give their self that time to actually grieve, because they're constantly reopening the wound and not giving themselves time to, like, understand their hurt. Yeah. And I feel like nobody's grieving process is perfect, because we don't really know how to grieve. Like, that's something that you learn, and it's not all about the pressure to move on, but like, just understanding and accepting it. That's what we're saying, because it's not like move on, forget about it, don't ever be sad about it again. It's more so, accept your now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, accept your reality, because that's just what it is. And we all know that if we don't like our reality and we don't
change it.
You know what I'm saying? You can change it. And we don't like it. I just feel like you just constantly are putting negative energy into it. So and the idea is just to accept what has happened.
And I actually, the other day, when we was talking about this, like, you know, the conversation about death, I had like a thought or whatever, and this is my thought. So I feel like, you know how we have fruits, we buy fruits and veggies, or like we have plants, and we buy plants and they live for a while and then they may die. We don't cry about our plant dying, or we don't cry about like our fruit going bad. Like, death is a natural process. We're so attached to it though, because we attach ourselves to these people that we have in our life. So it's like, it's not a bad thing when people die. I just think it can be the ways in which people die and how people process it. Yes, because it's so close. So I feel like even when you think about it like that, it makes it a little easier for you, because it's like, when you think about objects, it's like you don't cry when your tomato go bad. Like, it's like I don't cry when my plant, you know, limps over a little bit more today, or whatever the case may be. So I feel like it's just easier to accept when you can kind of understand and look at it from all points of views, rather than just the human experience. And you can look at it from all experiences. Like, the seasons change, the trees die, we get new ones every year. Like, nobody cries about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just understanding death and being able to have a different perspective on it can shift your mind a little bit on grief as well. Like, it can make you see it in a different light and not as bad.
I'll say one thing that helps me is the spirituality part of it, and thinking that energy can't be destroyed but transferred. So it's like, to just have that belief that they're still here, just in a different form, even if it's just them blowing through the wind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you just can, for me, I feel like I can feel it. So it doesn't make me sad, because I don't feel like they're gone. And that's another way of grieving, because in reality, they're gone. They're not here. But me, I just have a different belief that nothing dies, so they have to still be here in some form, and that makes me comfortable with the idea of it, because I feel like I can still talk to them. I feel like I can still feel them, and they can feel me.
Ooh, you just hit on something. Another reason that people digest grief a different way is because of their beliefs and what they believe happens to people after death. So, like, in some religions, people believe that there's a heaven and hell. You know, people believe in different things. I don't know.
Wait, I just thought about remember your thought, but I just thought about if I did believe in that heaven and hell thing, I probably would feel like they're gone. And where I would feel like, damn, I hope they're not in hell.
I hope they doing good. I hope they're in a better place. But when you just know, and you have the belief system of just knowing, sense. It makes it easier for you to digest it, because you're not worried about them, or you're not worrying about how they're feeling and anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Your belief system and what you choose to believe in also has a big impact on how you digest a lot in your life, not just grief, even down to love and kindness and all of those things. What you believe in, your belief system impacts it strongly, like a whole lot.
Because people can probably look at us like it's not that easy, or it's not that strong, but I forgot we do have different beliefs than everybody else. So, but we're just trying to share our experience, and we hope that we helping y'all a little bit. But I definitely don't believe that things die. I believe that everything is just transformed.
Have y'all ever watched the movie Lucy? Remember we watched it? And well, should I give up the tea? Okay. In the movie Lucy or whatever, basically what happened was, she was an average girl, blah, 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 got mixed up with the wrong people, and essentially she got a drug put in her body, and it basically exploded in her body. So she got a lot of the drug, and the drug basically, it was like from women. It was like the drug was a synthetic mutation of what women have to give kids, like to make them grow. So basically it unlocked powers in her brain to where as though she could use 100% of her brain. So at the beginning, she wasn't even using 5%. She was using about 2, 3. But the more she unlocked her mind, she understood things more about life. And she became, I guess you could say, unemotional? She became more unemotional, but because she had the understanding of what everything was, what life was, and the process of life and death, and like everything, and she understood that. But at the end of that, when she died, she didn't die. She exploded.
She literally exploded
into particles and thin air, and she was everywhere.
She was everywhere.
She was the computers.
What is it? Everywhere, everything.
Wait, everything, everywhere, all at once. That's literally what she was. At the end of it, she exploded into particles, flew into the computers. She was the phone. She was the computer. She was the chairs. She was the TV. She was literally everything.
When her brain got to 100%.
Yes, her brain was 100% working, meaning her brain was the universe, basically. Yeah. And it's like,
it got to God level.
It got to God level. So it's like, when you think about it and when you understand certain things, come on. Come on, yeah.
Analogy.
Yes, analogy. When you just understand certain things and you can see things for what they are, it's just a little easier to accept it. Yeah. And to understand. And it's like, even watching that movie, it made me accept certain things more. Because it's like, you really do wish, like, oh my God, I wish I knew everything, and but sometimes you don't. I don't want to be a fucking robot. Yeah. But I just want to understand certain things.
When you realize you have free will.
Yes.
Because when you're taught that when people die, it's like they're gone, you have to, like, you know, be sad that they're gone. It's like they're never returned.
You don't.
But I'm just thinking, why do I have to think like that? Yeah. And before, when I used to think about the passing of loved ones, it was like, I used to feel sad, regret, guilt. But now when I think about it, I get like a boost of happiness because I don't have to think about it like they'll never be here with me again. They'll always be with me. Just not in the form that I want them here with me in, but I'm still grateful for the fact that they can still be here with me in whatever form it may be. And I'd rather have that than nothing at all. Imagine not being able to even feel them or like
even think about their presence and get warm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if it was just that cold, like they just done. And
then it's over.
The blessings and stuff that happen in your life randomly or like certain signs or signals is like, I know that was them. Like, you know, it's just that feeling brings me happiness. And that's what helps me with my grief. Thinking about it in a happy way versus, damn, I'll never be able to get that back. I'll never be able to talk to them. And it especially feels better when you have pictures and you have those voicemails or whatever, because you can look at it like, okay, I can still feel it a little bit, but you don't get too hung up on it. But it can be like good to
just a reminder to hear their voice, to see a picture of them. They was here, And I feel like that's also the good thing, because it's like, you were blessed to see a time where they were on the planet.
Yeah, I feel like what is it called? Damn, what's the word? Not flattered. Honored. Like, I would be feeling honored. Like, I was able to be a person that they got to enjoy life with.
And like, I think that's the best part, because it's like, we're literally here for a second, a literal minuscule time for as long as our souls have existed. So it's like,
experiencing that makes you want to have better relationship with other family members, your friends, the people that you care about, because nothing is like ever that.
And it's like, I think also when you go through that, you realize that nothing is forever. So attachment doesn't come so like, I'm not so attached to everything once I experience it, because I understand that nothing lasts forever. Literally. And I just wanted to add a little sidebar for the people that are dealing with grief in this moment right now, and who have had the instance of where they was dealing with grief, and you're coming across this video. I really want you to feel inspired and, I guess you could say, supported in your journey through going through grief, because we're all going through it. We all have been through something that has hurt us to a point where it's like, we have to grieve it. We have to go through it. We've all lost people. We all lost things, materials. And this is something for all of us to go through. You're not in it alone. We're here. The viewers are here. The people in the comments are here. So you're not alone when you're going through this. We want to send you our love, our happiness, our joy, our hopefulness, our brightness, our... What else? What you got?
I feel like you hit everything.
Right. We want to send you a Sunjoy from Chick-fil-A. We want to send you everything, because you're going to get through it. We know you are.
And it's okay to have your days too. But yeah, I think that was a good message.
I really enjoyed talking about this.
Me too.
It was a therapeutic experience.
It was. If you guys want to share your experiences in the comments or anything that you're going through and you feel like you have nobody and you want to leave your stories or your feelings or
whatever,
just anything, or if you want to leave other people a message in the comments,
if you want to offer words of encouragement to others, leave it down in the comments.
Yes, and we'll see you guys in the next
video.